Hello. Hold on.
Oh, look at it. She bought that. Period.
What's the craziest conspiracy theory you think about, but you wouldn't tell nobody?
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
You got one type there? Craziest conspiracy theory. Pizzagate. They all did that shit. They got the island. Yeah. Bill Gates. Goddamn. The first lady. Goddamn the Trump. Yeah. All of them. They tapped in.
Hey, Mike, what's your worst breakup story?
My worst breakup story? I caught him in bed cheating. I whooped that.
Oh man. That's sad. All right, next question. What's heavier, a pound of pillows or a pound of pennies?
A pound of pennies.
Pound of pennies. This is the last one.
He can't even say it. He's gonna dial.
I'm not gonna answer that question.
Yo, welcome to the New Normal Podcast. I want to tell everybody thank y'all for tuning in. Today, I got a great topic for y'all. We talking about World War III. If y'all ain't been seeing what's been going on, I'm going to have to tell y'all that I'm highly pissed right now. If you haven't been seeing what's been going on, Joe Biden okayed Ukraine to use long-range missiles on Russia. This is pissing me off because why would you want to mess that up? And you know we got an incoming president coming in here. Trump been saying he gonna stop these wars, all this, and y'all want to tell them that they can use long-range missiles is fucking insane. That's why we were trying to get y'all out of that, because the writing was on the wall. They definitely want to have World War III. They wanted America to fall, and a lot of people seen the writing on the wall, and I don't understand how y'all didn't know that this was in the plan from the beginning. I'm just going to make sure y'all like this video, y'all share this video, and make sure y'all subscribe to the New Normal Podcast on all social media platforms. We're about to get started. Like I said, we're talking about today. We got a lot of stuff on the menu. We're going to be talking about Joe Biden. We're going to be talking about Donald Trump. We're going to be talking about this government spending. We're going to be talking about black people, blackwashing all the Disney characters. We're going to talk about the 7-year-old getting hung. And we're going to talk about the police shooting in Vegas. So the first video we're going to discuss is this video right here. Let's go. Like I said, y'all make...
Hi there, I'm Phil Lipoff. We want to get right to our top story. We have major developments in the war in Ukraine. President Biden has authorized Ukraine to use long-range missiles inside Russia. Officials are telling ABC News at this hour. Ukraine has been lobbying, as you know, for a long time to allow the use of these kinds of missiles, but Biden has specifically prohibited their use since the start of the war. It marks a major escalation in this conflict, and it comes just hours after Russia launched one of its largest missile attacks against Ukraine in months, targeting power plants and energy infrastructure across the country. So joining me now to talk about this is ABC News senior Pentagon reporter Louis Martinez, along with ABC's Patrick Reevell, who is inside Ukraine for us. Patrick, I want to start with you. This seems like a major shift in the Biden policy right at the end of his presidency toward Ukraine. How did we get here?
Hi, Phil. Yeah, I mean, this is significant. 2 U.S. officials have confirmed to us that President Biden has now authorized Ukraine to use ATACMS,
which is crazy to say the least. I just don't understand why he would do this. I understand they're saying that Russia was probably gaining ground with the help of North Korea, but still, you don't need to be making any calls like this when you got an incoming president. Now he's going to be left to clean up your shit, what y'all complain about. The Democrats complained about Biden having to do with Trump and COVID.
Missiles inside Russia. These are long-range, powerful missiles with a range of 190 miles and very powerful warheads. And Ukraine has had them for some time, but has not been permitted to use them inside Russia for many months, despite pleas from the Ukrainian side to be allowed to do so, because the Biden administration has been concerned about escalation. Now, clearly, that has now changed tonight. I think there is one very important caveat, though, that we are seeing indications that the authorization is only going to allow the ATACMS to be used inside Russia's Kursk region, which is the border region where Ukraine seized a foothold back in August with its surprise offensive. We understand that is likely that there may be only the permission only being allowed to let Ukraine strike there rather than a broader authorization, which is what Ukraine had been seeking. We've heard a confirmation from one Ukrainian official saying that this is a partial green light, but not entirely what Ukraine was asking for. I think one of the reasons we're seeing from...
So after hearing this so far, y'all put in the comment section what y'all think. Do you think this is going to start World War III? Do you think Trump can get in office and actually stop these wars from happening? Or do you think this is going to be too far gone? I don't know how you could stop something that's been going. I think they've been at war now. Russia's been trying to take over Ukraine at least 2 to 3 years now. I don't know how Trump is going to get in the office and say it's over and done with. I really just think he's going to say, hey, y'all do what y'all want to do over there. Leave us out of it. I hope it goes that way, but we might get drugged into it. I know that a lot of people don't want to be in there. We don't want to have to send our kids over there. We want to have to send our money over there. We don't want to have to send our equipment over there. So hopefully this won't escalate to World War III. Do y'all put in the comment section what y'all think? Do you think this is gonna start World War III? Or do you think we just gonna or do y'all think it's just gonna be over there? Also, I'm gonna say this: since the Afghanistan war didn't ended, I think they looking to funnel money through another place. I think that's why they're saying billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine. They're funneling a lot of money over there, and I don't understand why we would look out for them. I know that we're supposed to be like the global big brother to help people out that we're allies with. That's fine and dandy, but now America needs to worry about America and not get dragged into these proxy wars.
The White House, why Biden has made this decision in part is because of the appearance of North Korean troops inside the Kursk region. We know that there are thousands of North Korean troops there taking part in an offensive with Russian forces trying to drive Ukraine out of the Kursk region. And it appears that in part this decision to allow Ukraine to now begin striking inside Russia with ATACMS was driven by the fact that North Korea has now joined the war much more directly, Phil.
Yeah, well, that is an important caveat, if that's what you're hearing from your sources, that it's going to be a partial green light. Louis, the timing of this decision is certainly notable, given that President-elect Trump is set to take the White House in just a few months. What are you hearing from your contacts at the Pentagon? This must be a bit confusing, especially in these last 2 months of this presidency.
Now, what's confusing is, I don't know if y'all been paying attention. They said that the Biden administration and the Pentagon have been having secret meetings without informing the Trump team what was going on. So all of a sudden, Biden okayed long-range missile strikes after them just saying last week the Pentagon and the Biden administration was meeting secretly and wasn't informing the Trump campaign what was going on. All of this is suspect, and I know they've been trying to get this World War III underway. It's been prophesied on so long. I don't know if it's now, is it going to be later? We're going to postpone it or what? But it's definitely down the pipeline. It's sooner than we think. I think we'll see it in our lifetime. We got so many people trying to invade land right now, take over land. Since we had a weak president, I do think Donald Trump is scaring a lot of people, but we'll see what happens.
Well, Phil, officially, the Pentagon is not saying much at all about this. They're not confirming this report officially. But one of the things that you can gather, as you mentioned, it's 2 months left in the administration. And one of the things that's really important right now is to not prevent this situation from escalating. Because as you have all this talk about potential peace talks, should a Trump administration, when they come in very early on, then what are the benefits? What are the losses in terms of who gains territory? What territory must be given back? And right now, Russia has the upper hand in some of these areas, particularly in Kursk and other parts of eastern Russia, eastern Ukraine that they've seized. So potentially, I think what you're looking at right here is a tactical response. Try to push back the Russians as much as possible so that they don't make any further gains. Now, one thing to point out: these missiles can be fired from deep within Russia, inside Ukraine, and the long range will then strike inside of Kursk. So potentially, it's not that they have to be right inside of Kursk or that they have to be right on the border. It affords a little more safety for the launchers. But I think it really is all about the tactics right now and ensuring that Kursk doesn't fall to Russia, particularly now that you have North Korean forces engaged. And this is already turning into a much broader conflict just by the mere presence of 10,000 North Korean troops inside of Kursk.
Dang.
Yeah, Patrick, I'd like
10,000 troops. North Korea done sent 10,000 troops. This is getting crazy. And like I said, if Russia, I think it surprised them how much help Ukraine got from the U.S. and how much money they got from the U.S. I don't think Russia was actually anticipating that. I think Russia thought they were just going to be able to bullet them and run them over, but it's giving them a bigger fight than expected. I think that we should have just let this shit go on and not get involved. But I do think this is a way that they can siphon money and put money over there in Russia so they can extort it or get it back on the back end, because I don't understand why we become allies with a country like Ukraine, which is a weak country and actually belong to Russia and should belong to Russia. But like I said, I don't know why we want to jump into throw our hat in this ring. Like I said, America, it need to be America first. Make America great again. I'm glad we getting y'all up out the office, because we knew this is what y'all were trying to do with all these immigrants, with all this taxation, with all this sending this money overseas, with all this, and y'all giving them the green light to do something. That's crazy. Basically, if you say, okay, y'all can use these missiles, y'all are having y'all hand in what happens to Russia or Russia not being able to take this over. Also, I know Putin wants to try to get this over with before Trump comes in there, because if I say end the war, if I already won, it ain't no point of me saying end the war now. Y'all done had this war going on for 3 years, Putin. You supposed to been had this done with. But like I said, I don't think he was expecting Ukraine to put up such a fight and to get the support from the United States that it has been gotten.
I'd like to get your thoughts on this decision coming obviously after Russia launched that most devastating attack on Ukraine in months. I'm wondering if you're thinking this had more to do with that, the most recent attack, or the fact that policy toward Ukraine, U.S. policy, might be changing in a couple of months.
Yeah, Phil, no, I think this decision probably was already in the works. It's unlikely that, the decision was made after this massive attack that we saw here today in Ukraine. It was one of the largest attacks of the year. In fact, it was the third largest attack of the year, but it's certainly also the biggest attack we've seen here since August. 120 missiles, 90 drones fired across Ukraine, mostly targeting Ukraine's energy infrastructure, hitting power plants. We know that significant damage was done to a number of power plants around the country. Several cities saw blackouts, some because their systems were damaged, others because Ukraine has had to impose emergency shutdowns to try and protect the grid. We saw that in Kyiv. Obviously, it's timed because we are entering winter here in Ukraine. It is already cold here, and the temperatures are going to continue to go down. And clearly what we're seeing here is what had been feared, is that Russia is going to attempt to use cold as the weapon this winter. And so these strikes today are clearly part of that. But I think in terms of why President Biden chose to make this decision now, I think, as Louis was saying, it does in part perhaps seem because Russia is on the offensive, not only in Kursk, but all across the east of Ukraine, but in particular in Kursk, there is this major offensive involving North Korean troops, which was both a surprising and also very dramatic escalation of this war. And clearly, I think the Biden administration felt they couldn't just let it go past. But I think also,
this remind me when people used to get kicked out of their Section 8 apartments. I remember hearing stories when I was growing up, people get kicked out of their Section 8 apartments and they would pour concrete down the toilet, mess up the plumbing, mess up everything in it, because they got mad. They got kicked out because they couldn't pay $27 a month. Now that the Biden administration is heading out, now they want to pour concrete down the toilet. They just want to mess up the plumbing and everything, and you got to come back in and remodel and do all this work to just get it up and running. I don't understand how this is even allowed, and I don't understand how America does its transition with this presidency. It should be simple. It should all happen in 1 week. You win the election, you get sworn in, you have a transition, but you control everything. Soon as you win on Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, Thursday you should be getting sworn in, and then the rest of the time they should have a transition team helping you 30 days, 2 months, however it takes to transition you. It should be transition. But soon as you win, you should be controlling the country and telling the country what to do, because now this is bullshit that happened, that is happening now, that somebody makes a mess that you got to come and clean up. And sometimes you cannot straighten this back up. I don't understand why this is allowed. I don't understand how somebody can make a call this big. And like I said, for the Pentagon to be meeting behind the Trump campaign's back is crazy. So the next thing we're going to play is this right here. We got to play this. And the reason we're going to play this next videos because Putin has delivered a message to America. Putin has delivered a message to America. The message is this. Let me find it. Here it is. Hold on. I don't know why my computer doing this. Yeah, I don't know my computer doing this. Let's just exit out of this one. My bad, y'all. So this is the message that Putin had for America. Oh man, come on.
Aggression against Russia by any non-nuclear state, but with the support of a nuclear state, is proposed to be considered as their joint attack on Russia. Russia will also...
Did you hear what he just said? That would be considered a joint attack on Russia. Just play that again, because this is serious. Like, this man talking about hitting the nuclear button on y'all ass. The nuclear weapon. The red button.
In the updated version of the document, aggression against Russia by any non-nuclear state, but with the support of a nuclear state, is proposed to be considered as their joint attack on Russia. Russia will also consider the possibility of using nuclear weapons when receiving reliable information about a massive launch of means of aerospace attack and their crossing of our state border. This includes strategic and tactical aircraft, as well as cruise missiles and drones, hypersonic and other delivery vehicles. Russia reserves the right to use nuclear weapons in case of aggression, including if the enemy, using conventional weapons, poses a critical threat.
It is important to note at this point that these are at this time proposals to amend Russia's nuclear weapons use doctrine. We heard from Vladimir Putin multiple scenarios in which the rules and regulations governing how Russia can use its nuclear weapons will change. The first scenario is if a non-nuclear power attacks Russia with conventional arms but poses a grave or critical threat to Russia's sovereignty, the Russian leadership will be able to use nuclear weapons to neutralize that threat.
You know how crazy it is? Because I'm going to tell y'all what Putin telling y'all. He going for broke. Putin is telling y'all, I done started this war. I'm not leaving my tail tucked between my legs. I am going for broke. So y'all come play with me if y'all want to. We'll all be in all the land around this world will be inhabitable if you keep messing with me. Let me go and take Ukraine over and y'all mind y'all business. United States, y'all need to quit giving them money, quit helping them, because now you finna make me pull out the Trump card and I'm finna push this red button and fuck everything up around here. That's what Putin, he going for broke. Ain't no retreating, ain't no peaceful transition of power, none of that. It's I'm getting Ukraine. I don't care what nobody say. Get out of my way.
The second scenario and how things will change is if that non-nuclear power that is attacking Russia is aided, supplied, abetted by a nuclear power, then that nuclear power will be considered a party to this conflict. So a joint attack on Russia, which will mean Russia will be able to use nuclear weapons both on the non-nuclear power and the nuclear power that it'll consider attacking it. Also, Russia will be able to use, preemptively perhaps use nuclear weapons if there is verified information, proof that there is an ongoing attack on Russia using aerospace aerospace assets, or, for example, a mass launch of drones.
Shout out to Forsaken. I appreciate that super chat.
Again, I must mention that these are, at this time, are proposals on how Russia's first use of nuclear weapons, its nuclear doctrine, will change. Nevertheless, this is a stark warning to the West, the latest in a slew of such. Previously, Vladimir Putin had come out and said that if advanced Western missiles with great ranges are supplied to Ukraine and used against Russia for strikes deep into Russian territory, then those countries, the United States perhaps, or Great Britain or France, which supply Ukraine with extended range missiles, that they will be complicit in an attack on Russia. Russia has brushed off their...
This is looking like World War III, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. World War III right now is looming. This man is telling y'all he's going to use nuclear weapons. I'm not playing with y'all. Get back. Get back. 10,000 North Korean troops is helping them right now. People are picking sides. We have a president that's transitioning to come in to the White House, and the president that's on the way out decides to tell Ukraine that they can use American missiles. American missiles on Russia. This is a scary time to be alive. And I know a lot of people don't really care about what's going on overseas, because I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I feel like I don't care what goes on overseas, because I feel like America needs to sweep around its doorstep first before it helps the world out. But if you look at what's going on, we can't help but to help out now because of what the Biden administration has put us through. If Ukraine couldn't fight itself, if it couldn't self-sustain itself, it should have just been taken over. I don't know. Like Cat Williams said, you have an unnatural allegiance to losers. And then what he said, you have an unhealthy or unnatural allegiance to losers. Why do we want to attach ourselves to somebody like a Ukraine? If you can't fight, if America got into a fight, they try to invade us, we can't even depend on Ukraine to do anything for us. We can't depend on Ukraine to do jack shit for us. But you want to talk about y'all want to be the world power when we got people sleeping in tents in LA, and that's all I've been seeing on Twitter. Oh, the red states are the ones that are uneducated. Okay, dear bitch. If that's the case, we need to take all the money from Ukraine and get better school systems down south for the people that voted for Trump, since y'all saying uneducated people voted for Trump. If that's the case, we need to get all that money that y'all was championing and go over there to fix the school systems down south, because this shit is stupid. It's stupid, and it's a scary time to be alive. And the man that we know, y'all know Putin going for broke. Everybody knows he not playing. Trump could get in here and talk about he gonna stop this war and it's gonna end. Nah, we passed that. We are past to him. Like I said, once too much bloodshed has been spilt, there's no way you could come back from that. Like when people say, "Oh, y'all need to squash the beef in the hood," man, this nigga killed my brother. He didn't kill my mama. He didn't kill my daddy. You just want me to let that go? You just want me to let the person that killed somebody that I love and close to me just let it go? And it's the same thing with this war. We just can't let this go.
Arguments that they merely hand these weapons over. Russia says it has evidence, and there is no way that Ukraine can plan, launch, and use these weapons without without NATO troops being involved, without NATO technical staff being involved, without NATO intelligence and NATO satellites being involved. But this comes at a dangerous time, at a time when many Western leaders are...
Hey, y'all, make sure y'all share the video. Make sure y'all like the video. Make sure you subscribe to all my social media platforms.
Are saying, ignore Putin and Russia's warnings, supply Ukraine with these missiles, and undoubtedly, even though they won't change anything, undoubtedly, Ukraine they believe will be able to resist Russia further, an argument that both military experts and the Russian government have said is in itself senseless.
This is what the American people were fighting against. They got bunkers and probably residents. They got bunkers and probably residents in other communities. This is what the American people that voted for Trump. Do y'all know that they still count votes? Do y'all know that? It's crazy that we saying that, but they still count votes. I seen a thing that said Trump's popular lead has been cut. What do you mean y'all still count? And I think they finna pull the whammy on us. They finna just pull it out and say Kamala Harris didn't lose after all. They're gonna try to pull the whammy on it. But listen to what Trump had to say. This is a message that he put out today.
Russia took land under Bush, under Obama, and under Biden. They're going for the whole ball of wax. The only one they didn't take anything from was under Trump. They didn't take anything. Not from me, they didn't. The Ukraine.
After Trump won, he must have got some sleep. He look a little younger now.
Disaster would have never happened. Iran also would have never, ever invaded Israel under President Trump. Nobody invaded anybody under Trump. China never even thought of invading Taiwan. Biggest ever embarrassment in Afghanistan would have never happened under Trump.
And that was foolish. That Afghanistan pullout was so stupid. It was so dumb.
13 dead soldiers, 45 horrifically wounded, and hundreds of people dead for that horrible day. Greatest embarrassment in the history of our country. Billions and billions of dollars of brand new military equipment left behind. Now, this is an incompetent administration. This is the worst administration in the history of our country. They've allowed millions and millions of people to come in, many of them criminals, many of them from mental institutions, and many of them terrorists. They've destroyed our country, but we're going to bring it back, and we're going to bring it back fast. Thank you very much.
So I seen liberals talking about they feel like they hold the moral high ground ever since Trump won, because they feel like they should be able to let migrants and illegals in here, because they don't feel it's that many people that's coming over here to be criminals, rapists, murderers, terrorists. You know how dumb that sounds? Do you know how dumb that sounds to be out here talking about you don't think it's that many? Well, how do you know? It's so many people came in here unvetted. When you watch that video of that girl trying to get in the house and that illegal grabbing her and she's screaming, fighting for her life, that is sad to see. How do you, these people know they're undocumented. These people know that America is lawless. Y'all have showed them time and time again. Y'all let them, y'all arrest them, or y'all just just release them back into the community so they can wreak more havoc. It's kind of how they did a lot of black people. If y'all want to know, a lot of black people like to talk about, how they put black people in jail at a disproportionate rate, right? But a lot of times, if y'all ever notice, like if you go back and look at the Young Dolph trial, all of those guys, those two guys had rap sheets stupid long. And you ask yourself, well, how did they get out of jail? It's because they know if you're a killer, they'll let you off so you can go back and kill a few more niggas. And that's exactly what they're doing with the migrants. We'll get you a little slap on the wrist. We know you're a killer. We know you're gonna wreak havoc. We're gonna put you back in this same community. And you know who community that is, right? The black community. They ain't going to the white communities. They're not going to the white communities wreaking havoc like this. But we just allow stuff like this in our community, and we don't say nothing about it. We don't say nothing about it. Did y'all see that they trying to cancel the Trump dance now? They're trying to find people for doing the Trump dance, which is crazy. So the next thing I want to talk about is this. Let's talk about this police shooting. So there was a police shooting in Vegas, which is crazy to me.
And disturbing body cam video just released showing a deadly police shooting by Las Vegas police following a 911 call for help. In this video, you see police shoot and kill a man who they later learn is the man who owns the home and is the one who called 911 for help.
I'm on my scale 20 to 35, 10 medium build. Red jeans, wearing a black sweatshirt and dark sweatpants.
43-year-old Brandon Durham told 911 that someone was breaking into his home and he was hiding in the bathroom. That police body cam video showing police arriving at his Henderson, Nevada home. And when officers arrived, they noticed damaged cars in the driveway and windows broken in the house.
Hey, they said they made entry. We got to go in there.
Yeah, we have to go. Hey, one way up a broken window and break up the street to make entry. Hey, kick it!
Officers move quickly down a long hallway and turning a corner, the lead officer sees two people struggling in a bedroom doorway, both holding onto a knife.
Hey, drop the knife! Drop the knife!
The officer then opens fire on the person on the right, who turned out to be the homeowner who called 911 for help. After Brandon Durham, a local realtor, falls to the floor of the bedroom, the officer shoots him 5 more times.
You know what's crazy about this story? How do you know when you go in here who's the person that called the police and who's the one that's trying to rob the place? And for you to shoot somebody, them to fall on the ground, and you to shoot them 5 more times, this was horrible policing. The one shot, maybe you seen one had the gun or the knife and it was gonna stab, so you reacted. But to shoot somebody 5 more times and you can't make out who the suspect is and who's the victim is some crazy work. Also, for these residences that they go into, when they pull up to these houses, that should be like a picture of the owner of these residences. That should be a picture. That way, if he walked in here and then he could have looked and seen who was the owner of this place, instead of just going in there guns a-blazing like he did just then, because this is sad to see that so many people are getting killed by bad policing. I don't think it has nothing to do with racism or anything like that, but this is just bad policing, and this is a bad way to find out who's the guy that whose house it belongs to. Now, me personally, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I would have just let them fight it out. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll just let them fight. Hey, put it down. That's all I would have did. And whoever gets stabbed. And then I just go from there. The other dude charging me with the knife, then he gets shot. Then that kind of more likely would say that he's, the assailant. But if somebody gets stabbed and he puts the knife down and one on bleeding, I can at least say I didn't shoot anybody. I know they're gonna come back and say, well, damn, you didn't try to break it up. Well, I don't know who's the assailant or not. I don't know who's the victim. I didn't know what to do. If I go in there and shoot somebody, now I'm under scrutiny just like this. So you don't know, like I said, you don't know how this will be depicted. You don't know how to go about this. But this is, I would think, bad policing. I don't know if you could do this better. Me personally, I would have just let them fight it out, and survival of the fittest. Like, nigga, this your home and you supposed to be able to protect your home, right? Now, granted, you call the police, but like I said, if you got time to call the police, you got time to pick up a gun. Now, I don't know gun laws in Vegas, but if in Birmingham, Alabama, where I stay, we have guns all day long. So if you break in, I got time to call the police. More than likely, I'm gonna get time to get to my gun and shoot your ass. It just is what it is.
The other person in the red beanie has been identified as 31-year-old Alexander Boudreau, now under arrest and facing numerous charges. Police recovering 2 large knives at the scene. The motive for the break-in, not known. An internal affairs investigation into the officer's actions now underway.
So after watching that, do y'all think that was bad? Put it in the comment section. 1 for bad bad policing, put a 2 for good policing. Y'all let me know. If you over there on Twitter, y'all come over here on YouTube so I can read y'all comments and y'all can subscribe to the channel. We go live just about every day at 12 o'clock. We have good content. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all like. Make sure y'all follow me over there on Twitter if you're watching this channel. And like I said, we go live at 12 o'clock Mondays for sure, Thursdays and Wednesday and Thursday. We're gonna go live 3 days, and then on Tuesday night. This Tuesday night, we have a panel coming up. We're going to start at 7:30, and we're going to talk about why do I have to hold to win? Why do I have to hold to win? So the next thing I want to talk about is this right here. What? Instagram suspended you for making a Trump gift? Now that's crazy. Like they really be censoring and trying to act like they don't be doing stuff to people, but they really do. So the next video we're gonna watch is Jon Stewart. And the reason we're gonna watch this video with Jon Stewart is because they've been having a lot of bad government spending, like a bunch of bad government spending. But before we do that, look at this. Y'all remember this right here? This shit pissed me out to be a black person to see the Democrats pander like this to black people. It made me sick to my stomach.
Gather in honor of those Americans and so many others. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Botham Jean, Terrence Crucher, Jordan Davis, Oscar Grant, Philando Castile, Freddie Gray, Walter Scott, Tamir Rice, Michael Brown, Eric Garner, Trayvon Martin. Any other names? Members wish?
Judy Allen, Sean Bell, Jordan Davis, Freddie Gray.
Love, Alphonse Taylor.
These old motherfuckers couldn't even get down on their knee. This is how stupid they think black people is. They went and got some African garb for niggas that ain't never even seen Africa. We ain't never even seen Africa. This performative activism really pisses me off. And I was so shocked that they did this. I wish somebody would come field goal punt these in their head. And this is the party that we got running the country right now. This how dumb, this how stupid black people is. Y'all still voted for these people at a high percentage. And these people got down here on their knees with African garb on, and these ain't no nigga ever been to Africa that they talk about. George Floyd was a menace to society, and it's crazy how we get people that's menace to society gold caskets and act like they're a martyr. This is crazy. I ain't saying people that deserve to die. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying for y'all to be acting like George Floyd was just a innocent black man walking the street. No, he's a person that was a menace to society, and trouble always followed him. It just so happened that he got took out that day.
You see how long it was.
You see how they blurred it out. I mean, they clipped the screen. They jumped. It was a jump cut. They didn't even show them getting up.
You see how long it was to have that knee.
Shut up, Nancy.
On his neck.
You see how long it was, that knee. Shut up. That's why your man was in the house finding his gay lover. These are the people that we let run out. We let run our country. These are the people we let run our country. These folks literally got down on one knee. On one knee with African garb on. And I don't even know what tribe that even come from. I couldn't tell you. They couldn't tell you. Somebody said, oh, that's a good idea.
doing. Like, there is a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse within a system.
Audits and waste, fraud, and
Y'all make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all share the video. Make sure you subscribe to all social media platforms. Let's go.
To be doing. Like, there is a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse within a system.
audits and waste, fraud, and abuse are not the same thing. So let's decompose
Then
these
please
pieces for a
educate me on
Sure.
what
So an
the
audit is
difference.
exactly what you just described,
Yes.
which is, do I know what was delivered to which place?
Right.
The ability to pass an audit, or the fact that the DoD has not passed an audit, is not suggestive of waste, fraud, and abuse. That is completely false right there.
Well, then what does it mean? I need to figure out if it doesn't mean what he said, then what do it mean? Y'all just what, throwing money out the window? What, y'all just dropping bags of cash? You just forgetting where you leave it? Y'all getting that much money that just people just leave it laying around, and y'all just let homeless bums with bum bumps on their lips just take the money? Where did the money go then?
There. So
what is
now it's a question of, it's suggestive that we don't have an accurate inventory that we can pull up of what we have where.
What? I keep telling y'all, people say stuff. People say stuff, and they know that the average American can't read on a third grade level. Well, I know black people can't. That ain't even no bullshit. That's not a lie. Most black people can't read past the third grade level.
That is not the same as saying we can't do that because waste, fraud, and abuse has occurred.
So in my world,
yeah,
that's waste.
How is that waste?
If I give you $1 billion and you can't tell me what happened to it, that to me is wasteful. That means you are not responsible. But if you can't tell me where it went, then what am I supposed to think? And when there has been reporting, I mean, this is not, look, I'm not saying this is on you and that you caused this, but I think it's a tough argument to
I'm pretty
make
sure
that
I didn't cause it.
an $850 billion budget to an organization that can't pass an audit and tell you where that money went.
I think they said the Pentagon ain't never passed an audit. Ain't that crazy? But they audit you all the time, every year. And if you don't file your taxes the right way every year, they'll make you pay some money back. But you mean the Pentagon, the people that's supposed to be all over the money, get all this money, they can't account for where the money's going and where the money's spent. That means somebody's stealing the money. Let's call it like it is. Somebody's stealing the money. Somebody's padding their pockets. Somebody's living high on the hog.
Went. Like, I think most people would consider that somewhere in the realm of waste, fraud, or abuse, because they would wonder why that money isn't well accounted for. And especially when...
That's another question. Why isn't the money accounted for? Who is doing the accounting? When, like, who's the first person that gets to write down this stuff? Like, are you still doing some antiquated stuff where y'all are writing down ledgers and books and people got to go and siphon through the books, or y'all putting it in on the computer like normal motherfuckers do it now in these type of files where you could just pull it up and see, or y'all just spinning like y'all are Big Meech or Pablo Escobar? What are y'all doing? We need to figure out what y'all doing with the money. And I think all this question, let's be real, y'all know we ain't never had this much concern about like people talked about government spending. People were upset when they seen bills of things going to Ukraine and other countries, and they had all these pork in these bills where they was giving $2 billion to gender studies in Africa and stuff like that. People always question it, but it seems like we're having a more in-depth questioning about government spending since Elon Musk is going to audit the government. Ain't that crazy?
And they see food insecurity on military bases, and they see...
You want to talk about that? Because that's a good... We should be talking... I mean...
Right. They put my boy Wesley Snipes in jail. Then they try to get Lauryn Hill for a tax evasion.
I understand.
And legally, there's no reason for you to go to jail for not paying your taxes. It's no law or no legal writing for you to go to jail for taxes.
Where you're trying to go, other than the dollars, which really bother you.
I think it doesn't really bother me. I think it's all connected.
And y'all see how she got this Kamala laugh going on? She's the only one laughing. Like, bitch, we talking about this motherfucking money. It ain't no reason for you to be laughing right now. Ain't nothing funny when we ain't got the money. So why you laughing so hard? Come up with the money.
Connected.
Okay.
I think
tell
when
me,
I
tell
look,
me that story. Tell me how you're thinking about that.
when I see a State Department get a certain amount of money and a military budget be 10 times that, and I see a struggle within government to get people like more basic services, and then that department that got that, I mean, we got out of 20 years of war and the Pentagon got a $50 billion raise. Like, that's shocking to me. Now, I may not understand exactly the ins and outs,
but you got common fucking sense to know if you ain't account for this money or where it's allocated, and you can't tell me every dime and penny. Most people will say that y'all stealing, or y'all got some incompetent people over there that's keeping the books over there, or y'all are cooking the books, or y'all stealing again.
And the incredible magic of an audit, but I'm a human being who lives on the earth and can't figure out how $850 billion to a department means that the rank and file still have to be on food stamps. Like, to me, that's fucking corruption. I'm sorry. And if that blows your mind, and if you think like that's like a crazy agenda for me to have, I really think that that's institutional thinking.
Right. It's very institutional thinking. What he's saying is, y'all think we stupid. Y'all think because y'all in these positions and y'all hold these titles and y'all make this money and y'all have been doing it for so long, y'all really think the American people are stupid. For you to be out here telling me that there's not some type of mishandling, mismanagement, thievery, scamming going on somewhere. From the outside looking in, it don't take and numbers is so easy to make sure that we're seeing. It ain't that hard. It don't take rocket science. It don't need to take Elon Musk. All you got to do is say, hey, 100 billion went right here to gender studies. We got this marked down. Another 100 billion went to making rockets. Another 100 billion went to making bunkers. Another 100 million went to making boys, girls, and girls, boys. That's all you got to do. It ain't that hard to write down where the money went.
And that it's not looking at the day-to-day reality of the people that you call the greatest fighting force in the world. So I get back to this idea of like, I'm not looking to pick a fight with you, but I am surprised at that the reaction to these questions are, you don't know what an audit is, bucko. Like,
and she, here go that Kamala Harris laugh.
That's just weird to me.
Okay.
What is up with these women and these laughing? That's one thing you notice about women. If they ain't got no answer to them, they gonna laugh or they gonna cry. They gonna laugh or cry. Right, which is, it's our money anyway that y'all taking and misspending. It is our money anyways. Oh, make sure y'all can't see my screen because my bookmarks on Twitter is not friendly for YouTube. Did y'all see Whoopi Goldberg getting sued because she said something about that about the people that made the cakes didn't want to make her a cake and she lied? So the next video I want to play is this one right here. Let's go back to government spending as well.
Here's a breakdown of federal spending, just so that folks at home know where their tax dollars are going. Healthcare, 25%, Social Security, 20 to 25%, defense, 13 to 15%, safety net programs, 10%, interest on the national debt, 8 to 10%. The way it breaks down is 61% of spending is mandatory, 13% is on debt service, 26% is discretionary, which really will be the target of DOGE. And that is a small piece of the pie to try to wring $2 trillion out of, Kevin.
I don't know. I think healthcare could be another place of savings. We haven't really used any technology there yet. We haven't really digitized medical records. We really haven't brought a mandate of AI into that. I think we could save a lot of money. The U.S. has one of the worst IRR returns on healthcare spending when you can compare it to some of the European countries like Switzerland or England or France. They do a much better job, but they share the records on a much more ubiquitous basis that we do.
Basically, y'all niggas be covering up stuff and y'all ain't got no transparency. Ain't no transparency over there. All y'all doing is covering stuff up. This is what the government entails. It extorts its people. It ain't nothing but the mob. And when you ask where the money going, because y'all say, hey, I'm paying taxes for roads, and then I go and hit a pothole that knocked my teeth out my mouth, then it's like, what in the world am I paying taxes for? When every year, which is stupid, I gotta go renew a tag and pay for a tag. When I already bought the tag already, I shouldn't have to renew it every year. But y'all said this for roadways and bridges and put salt on the road when the ice up, and then I still drive and hit a ice patch and spin out to the next century. Come on now, y'all gotta. What is really going on with the money? The people want to know, and like I said, it's only because Elon Musk said he cut $2 trillion out of the budget of the government. $2 trillion he said he's going to cut. And this is the only reason we're having this conversation now about where the money's actually going. Because people care about what's going in their pockets and what's coming out of their pockets, because it's getting to the point where people said it's hard for them to eat, feed themselves, clothe themselves. When you're going to look to the grocery store and everything is going up. When they had a guy that was on Twitter say he looked at his Walmart order, shipped order, went back and looked at the price, and then you on the order, you can hit reorder everything. And he said he went and reordered everything that was on the list, and it went up by $300. That is insane.
We're always concerned about, privacy, but I think we could fix that too. But I like looking at everything. I don't see any reason why these two
498 branches of the government. That's more branches of the government than days in a year. I know we could definitely cut those days. We could definitely cut that down to about 100. Because there's no need. The only reason you would have that many branches of government, like I said, is to steal money. That's the only way you would do that. Misappropriating the funds, that's the reason you would do that.
Can't just release the hounds and go nuts. Everybody's interested to find out what they're going to see. And I'd like to hear it myself, because maybe it's a means test on Social Security. We have to fix this because the deficit's getting a little big right now. And the bond market's starting to get a little uneasy in the 10-year. I worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question that Social Security is something that might need to be looked at. But Simpson Bowles said, let's look at that. And Republicans in Congress said, nope, not going to touch that. So Elon Musk is having no end of fun with all of this. America, his PAC, produced this tweet saying, quote, the Pentagon just failed its 7th audit in a row.
7th audit in a row. That is crazy.
The nation's largest government agency is unable to fully account for its budget of over $824 billion. They don't even know where billions of taxpayers' money is going.
The nation's largest government agency is unable to fully account for its budget of over $824 billion. I don't know, is that yearly? Or is that just like a cumulative thing?
Efficiency is coming, to which Musk retweeted with a comment, sounds like a job for Doge. I mean, he really looks like he's looking forward to getting into the numbers here.
I rest my case, Your Honor. Here he goes. He's just going to keep on these guys, hitting him every day to a billion people that are willing to listen, and the head squeezing begins. I love head squeezing. This is fantastic. They're going to think he's going to go away. No, he won't. He'll just keep going and going and going and going, and no one's going to stop him. He owns the network. We've never had anything quite like this, and I absolutely love it. This is terrific.
All right. Well, we'll see if they can wring that money out of the federal budget. It'll be something to watch. Kevin, great to. Here's a break.
Like I said, more people need to wake up and worry about their money in their pocket instead of worry about gender studies. That is insane that we got so many people worried about what you could do with your penis or your coochie. Penis or your coochie. They say some of the funds that go to testing how animals react to cocaine. Yeah, I seen that. Or I seen the one that was talking about how what happens to animals after you put lipstick on them. I know, sounds crazy, but that's an actual thing. They test lipstick and makeup on animals to see what's going to happen to them. So our next video, we're gonna talk about this 7-year-old boy. Y'all make sure y'all like the video, share the video. Make sure you subscribe to the page. If y'all want to, make sure y'all come over here on Rumble and y'all put in the comment section how y'all doing today. Y'all doing good. Put a 1 for you doing good. Put a 2 for you ain't doing so good. And we can talk about it at the end of the show. You can call in and we can talk about why you having a bad day. I allocate the last 30 minutes for anybody that want to have a venting session, not a therapy session. I'm not a therapist, but we can have a venting session. But the next video we're going to talk about is this. This is a crazy video. It was sad. It broke my heart. Yeah, I know I got a soft spot for children.
After an incident at a local elementary school. The mother's post about this online has since gone viral. Meanwhile, the school district is saying the students were, quote, horseplaying. Our Alexis Wainwright spoke with those parents exclusively and shared.
First of all, how do you horseplay hanging somebody? And now I got to ask the question, is this an interracial school or mixed school, or was it just all black boys? Or I got so many questions, but nobody should be hung in 2024.
Shares their story tonight. Alexis?
Well, Simone, I spoke with the parents who say they're angry, hurt, and confused, but they're also thankful that their son is still here. And tonight they're calling for transparency and answers from the Charles County Public School District.
If you look at my son, he has marks under his eyes, like blood vessels.
He still has bruises on his neck.
And what's sad about this, you just pray and hope this young man doesn't have like any brain damage from air being cut off for too long to the brain. You just pray and hope that he has no brain damage. I hope these parents get the same little boy that I hope these parents get the same little boy that got taken from them. Kimberly Gray said Biden and Harris need to be removed now and Trump Vance placed in before Biden finished destroying our country. They want to go out with a bang because they lost to Trump and Trump won again. I agree, Kimberly. I 100% agree. You make sure you like the video. I mean, y'all make sure y'all get my likes up, please. It'll help the channel grow. But I 100% agree with you. That's what we were talking about earlier. They just trying to make it a mess. So when Trump comes in, he don't do what he said he's gonna do. People will still be get upset with their pick and their vote. They're trying to muddy the waters, and they're just trying to make it hard for when he transitions to come in. Like I said, I don't know why we have the election on November the 5th, and then he only gets sworn in. He gets sworn in on January the 6th, which is a long time for the previous administration to go and fuck some shit up. I hope he can fix it. I don't know if he can fix it all, but I hope he can. I think the Russia-Ukraine war is too far gone. I don't know if he can be able to fix that. But let me finish this story right here.
Hard to hide emotion as these two parents who don't want to be identified talk about their son. They're hoping for answers after they say their son was hung by a 4th grade student in the boys' bathroom Friday.
He's traumatized. Right. It's going to take time. This is not something that he's going to get over just overnight.
Paperwork from the hospital lists one of his injuries as a neck contusion, which is caused by blunt trauma to the neck. The 7-year-old is a 2nd grader at C. Paul Barnhart Elementary School in Waldorf. Charles County Public Schools says they're aware of the incident and sent a statement saying, in part, 2 of our students were reportedly horseplaying in a school bathroom when one student's jacket got caught on a stall door hook. The student was not able to free themselves, and the other student involved was also not able to help them.
It doesn't make sense to me.
No, that don't make sense. It sounds like this kid has been involved in some bullying. This is where I go and tell y'all, it's time out for parents to be nice about anything that happened at these schools. You have a lot of teachers that are here to get a check, that are there to get a check. Now, do I think most of them are there to get a check? Probably so in 2024. I think back in the day, I think my generation was the last generation where teachers actually went to go become teachers because they love what they do. But we have so many parents that aren't raising their children at all, and really they just using daycare as a daycare. They're just using school as a daycare. And a lot of parents don't want to be called. They want to be bothered. They're stressed out with everything that they have to do at home and at work. So I'm just going to tell y'all, it's time out for y'all to keep up here, going up to these schools, talking, acting like y'all got some sense. Let me tell y'all something. Violence gets shit done. I'm going to say that again. Violence gets shit done. Motherfuckers don't just go to war to not get nothing done. You go to war because, hey, we've been diplomatic long enough. We didn't talk long enough. We didn't came to the table long enough. We had a lot of meetings. We had a lot of phone calls. I didn't send pigeons. I didn't send emails. I didn't send you a whole bunch of stuff so we could resolve this issue. Now I got to take it at your ass. Violence get things done. My little boy had been laid up there, so why wasn't any teachers right around my children, around these students when they were in the bathroom together? How long are they allowed to just go to the bathroom? Because when I was growing up, we had at this age, we had a bathroom monitors, so there would be teachers, and there would be teachers in the hallway when children transitioned and went to school, and we had a male teacher and a female teacher would stand in the bathroom and make sure everybody used the bathroom properly. But I understand schools are understaffed and overfilled. I get it. I understand it. But at some things where students can be left alone unattended, like the bathroom, like the gymnasium, like the lunchroom, it need to be more and more eyes on these kids, because this should not, and something like this should not happen.
If you're horse playing, how do you get caught on the hook? Like, we need answers. I want answers, and we won't stop until we get answers.
And now the parents say they're sharing their side of the story in hopes of preventing this from happening to anyone else.
My son did tell me that when they were in the bathroom, he said that the little boy told him, I'm going to show you how I did people back in the day. That's why I feel like it's bullying, because it's no
how I did people back in the day. What are you trying to say?
Telling how many other kids this has happened to.
And they want the school district to step up.
I want to see a policy in place. I would like to see at least hallway monitors. I want to know why is.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, I didn't even watch this video all the way through, so I didn't know she was gonna say that. But that's how, when I was in school, anytime you did bathroom breaks or something like that, transition class, we had teachers out there in the hallways, at the bathrooms, making sure kids didn't skip classes or go somewhere where they wasn't supposed to go, because like I said, these are 7-year-olds. They're wild, they're rambunctious, they're playing, they're not paying attention. And so you are the parent, and you're supposed to keep your head on a swivel as the teacher. Like I said, a lot of people out here getting chicks, which is sad that students will have to go through these type of things.
In the same hallway or the same bathroom as the second grader. Most schools have them divided. I feel like this is very unacceptable.
These are all our children, and they are the future. So we just, we need to protect them. Like, we sending our kids to schools every day thinking that they are safe.
And the 7-year-old has since been released from the hospital and is still recovering. His parents tell me they won't be returning back to school, but they hope to hear more updates from the district soon. Simone.
All right, Alexis, 7 years old. Hard to wrap your mind around this tonight. Thank you.
A 7-year-old getting hung is insane. Insane that we got that still going on to this day. People out here hanging children. Hanging children. So the next video we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about blackwashing. Now we're going to talk about blackwashing, not whitewashing. Y'all make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all subscribe.
After an incident at a local elementary.
Make sure you subscribe to all social media platforms, The New Normal Podcast. On Instagram is New Normal Podcast 20. But the reason we talking about blackwashing, I get so tired of seeing black people wanting white people to put them in their movies, in their comic books, especially when the comic or the person in question or the background of the person is clearly supposed to be white. We have people like Tyler Perry that has these studios, billion-dollar studios, and you mean to tell me Tyler Perry can come up with a black superhero? Where's the Static Shock shows at? The live action for that. We need to quit trying to make these Disney princesses black. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. All the black women that they use to become Disney princesses dropped the ball so bad. and they become baby mamas. The first person that did it was Brandy. She became Cinderella. And y'all forgot this. When she became Cinderella, she was pregnant. She tried to cover it up. Because when you have this idea of Disney princess, parents don't want them to look up to you, and you out here having children outside of wedlock. When you have the black Disney princesses, they don't understand what is coming behind it, or what title you hold, or how people are going to look up to you. Because if, just like Halle Bailey, she's a baby mama. Well, she played the Little Mermaid. If I had a little daughter, you ain't finna buy this. You ain't finna buy her doll, because now I know you look up to her and she became a baby mama. I want something better for your life, so I'm not going to let you sit out here and be just like Halle Bailey. I'm not going to let you be like these other Disney princesses that are black, that fumble the ball and become baby mamas. The white Disney princesses don't fumble the bag like that. Do you know how much money and stuff you alienated yourself out of when you become a Disney princess and you have a baby out of wedlock? Come on now. If you would have got married, nobody would have said anything. And then this man out here still talking about having more kids with you. He's only using you as an incubator right now. Talking about DDG. Hold on. What JBO said? When I was in high school, a middle school boy died by choking himself with his belt and jacking off. What? And another boy accidentally hung himself at home. That's crazy.
What the fuck? And before you start with me, yeah, it has to do with her race. Because this is a story about Vikings. Look at the real Astrid.
Y'all make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all share the video.
Blonde hair.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's start this from the back, from the top.
What the fuck? And before you start with me, yeah, it has to do with her race. Because this is a story about Vikings. Look at the real Astrid. Blonde hair, blue eyes. You know, people love to throw out the term whitewashed a lot, but I would really love to discuss what kind of color washing is happening to every live action movie that comes out now. I
agree. Quit trying to make these nice, beautiful white ladies black whores, please.
It definitely didn't need it. Still don't want it. And here you guys are basically making the Lion King live action with How to Train Your Dragon. It's because you hired real actors does not mean that you're not going to have to CGI half that fucking movie. That's not even the point. I was willing to let go of the CGI thing when you weren't going to do another race swap. What is so hard about staying true to the original?
And she's a Viking. Why the fuck would you want a black girl or an ambiguous woman, interracial woman, playing a fucking Viking? This makes no sense. Everybody, and when I watch stuff like that in a time period, I want to see the big burly white man with the beard and the motherfucking big double-sided axe coming through that bitch, just knocking niggas' heads off. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see nobody that gets a DEI hire and you want to stick this person in there, and they do it to cause outrage. But Disney should have learned, because the Little Mermaid tanked. The Little Mermaid did not do what it was supposed to do because so many people are upset. And you got to think about this. It's way more white girls than it is black girls. So I don't even understand why you would put black girls in places where white girls were when it came to the princesses, unless you were trying to cause division or people to hate. That's the only reason that's the only logical reason I would think of this, because you are Disney. You could just say, hey, we're going to just make us a collection of black princesses, Disney princesses. That's all you have to do. Quit taking the white ones and making them black. I do not want to see y'all do this with black. I do not do this with black men, but black men aren't whining to do this. You typically see black women crying, representation. There's no representation. Black men, we ain't crying. We don't want to see no black I don't want to see no black Superman. I don't want to see no black Hulk. I don't want to see nobody black. If you're going to do something black, do somebody that's already black, or make some new black characters. That's all I ask. Because the origin story will be a little bit better if you make them black from their inception instead of just sticking somebody that looks black or ambiguous like this in the show. This shit's stupid.
Stories, do we have to keep reinventing them? Because obviously no one likes them. Except for the loudmouth stars that you choose to do them, of course. Because here is the new Astrid saying, I could never do America Ferrera's interpretation of Astrid because I am not her. Well, then maybe you shouldn't be her. Honestly, I think we're at the point where we can start calling this cultural appropriation. You know,
It definitely is. It definitely is. But you know what? Nobody's going to be outraged about this because it's a black girl doing a white girl. Now, if it was the other way around, it'd be a lot of people up in arms. They're taking everything from us. Oh my God. We don't care. We have to be real. When it comes to this, the only reason Disney's doing this is to appease a small group of people, which makes no sense with their bottom line. You would think Disney has some brain dead people over there. Y'all already lost a lot of money with the whole Disney stuff and all the pride shit y'all had down there in Florida. And now y'all doing this with like the Little Mermaid. Tanked. Wasn't good at all. I didn't even see. I just read all the reports and the opening box office hits, and it wasn't on there. Because you had so many people outraged about what you was doing.
I was willing to let go of the mermaid thing and the blue fairy thing and all these things because those are just mythological made-up things. But now you're just distorting history so that you can effectively pander. I hear a lot of people complain that we don't talk about Black history enough. Well, yeah, maybe it's because y'all are busy stealing everyone else's history.
Oh. Because why would you want to be a Viking? Y'all act like black people come from this illustrious and magical and amazing history, and we built pyramids, and they degrade black people so much because they trying to say that we couldn't have built the pyramids and aliens had to do it because we wasn't as smart enough to do it. But all of a sudden, y'all want to culturally appropriate and let Disney pander to black women, because this is all this is for. Because these are the people that's unbearable. These are the people that always got an issue. And on my Twitter, I always post videos lately of just how black women have just been out here just messing with people. It don't matter. And I said this to my wife the other day. She got upset. I said, yeah, nobody in America likes black women. And she's like, yeah, we just hate it. I said, not for no reason. It's because y'all fuck with everybody. If y'all having a bad day, y'all have a saying, an actual saying, RBF. If y'all are watching, what does RBF stand for? This is what black women say they have. What does RBF stand for? Put it in the comment section if y'all know. So this is crazy that we have this white girl. And like I said, what people don't understand, and I always keep saying this, you keep pushing, and you keep pushing. And now people are tired of being pushed, and now they're starting to push back. I've been seeing a lot of white girls speaking up about what's going on and the things that they don't like. What do you call a deer with no eyes? I have no clue what you call a deer with no eyes. But they keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing and keep messing with everybody. Make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all share the video. If y'all want to comment, make sure y'all over there on Twitter, y'all come over here on YouTube or go to Rumble. I ain't even streaming the Rumble today, but come over here to YouTube and so we can y'all can get in the comment section and we can talk about this. But like I said, we got to stop. We got to stop with this. RBF, resting bitch face. You know, there's a whole thing where women talking about men don't approach them because they got RBF. And we was like, what is that? And it was like, yeah, resting bitch face. So you just out here looking like an asshole and then get upset because nobody approaches you because you look mean and you think that's a badge of honor. Y'all ain't never heard of RBF, resting bitch face? Like I said, we have to stop black people culture appropriate too. Don't let them fool you. That's why they want to be the Disney princesses. But do you know, this is some real talk. Do y'all know really and truly people don't really culture appropriate black women? They like to talk about black women with the nice bodies and the big old ass and all of this. Most of the black women I know don't have no ass. Now they will have more ass than white women for the most part, but have y'all been to the gyms lately and see what these white girls looking like? Like, have y'all seen the white girls that's going to the gym nowadays? This is a different time. These is not the same white girls from back in the day. I gotta tell y'all, she's not the same white girl from back in the day. And I'm gonna tell y'all, being on Twitter, and the amount of PORN, interracial PORN that I see on Twitter, these white girls, they hold it. I'm telling you, they going fed. They ain't playing. They out here letting all kind of meat slap on their face. I'm telling y'all, they look. I did not know it was that much interracial sex going on down on Twitter or down in the sexual underworld, but it's a lot of it. Okay, so I'm just putting it out there, ladies. And these white chicks got nice, natural, toned up, plump, nice little booties. They looking good. They looking real good. But let's go ahead. But also, speaking of representation, so while we on that, y'all been seeing this thing when they got the picture of everybody Trump picked in his cabinet. And it was like, yeah, y'all black Trump supporters picked Donald Trump, and he didn't even pick nobody black to be in his cabinet. I gotta say this. Black men are not looking for representation and don't need people to represent us that looks like us. Only time we need representation is somebody to get in there and do what we voted them to do in there. I don't need no black man. I don't need 13% of the people that he got on his cabinet to be black, which is stupid to say. You got to have 13% here and 13% there because 13% of the population is black. No, that's stupid. We should only go off merit. We should only go off your abilities. We should only go about your accomplishment, what you tend to accomplish, the way you interview. We should only go off your skill level. I don't give a damn that motherfucker purple. Your skill level. Do I understand that sometimes nepotism is going to come to play? Yes, and I'm okay with nepotism. LeBron James it shows you all day long nepotism plays a part because everybody knows Bronny James is not an NBA basketball player. He barely a college player. He's really like a D2 basketball college player, and he will literally come off the bench at a D2 school. I'm okay with nepotism. People are upset with it. I'm okay with it. Like I said, if I work to build myself up in a certain type of way, it's certain things my children ain't gonna do. They're just gonna keep it real with y'all. Certain things my kids ain't gonna do. I didn't work this hard for me to say, hey, you got to go and audition like the rest. No. Not my son. Not when I worked to put myself in a position, because the reason that I did all of this is to make sure that my kids ain't got to struggle, that my kids ain't got to wait in the lines that they do, that they get overlooked like other people. And you should pray and hope that your parents have the same mindset to work and build themselves up to put you in a better position in life. Now, granted, some people and some kids need to have the hard way or they're not going to appreciate what you have built in life. And that's when you as a parent have to watch and see what your child is doing and what they're capable of. Now, they just a spoiled brat. Maybe you don't need to use your nepotism or your gravitas or your connections to get them in certain doors. You might need to kick them out and let them put them on their ass. Now, someone that's appreciative and understand what it took for you to get there, then that's a different story. That's a different story. So the next video we're going to play is this one right here. Hey, y'all, make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all share the video. Make sure y'all follow me on all social media platforms. And on Instagram is New Normal Podcast 20 or New Normal Pod 20. I think it's New Normal Pod 20. It's New Normal Pod 20. Y'all make sure y'all go follow over there. If you want to support the page, the Cash App is up on the screen. And you can hit that super chat. Make sure y'all like the video and make sure y'all share the video. And if you're over there on Twitter, y'all come over here on YouTube.
All comes down to it. When it comes down to the nitty gritty, I want a black man on my side, period. Y'all running around here talking about some feminist this and feminist that. Meanwhile, those white women knew exactly what time it was when they went into that booth. See, those white women.
This go back to when Charlamagne said, hey, a lot of y'all said y'all was voting for Kamala, but y'all went in there and changed y'all vote.
Women were voting for family structure. They were voting for family dynamic. They understand the importance of that. They boosted y'all black woman ego and made y'all feel like y'all can do any and everything, keyword, without your man, because that is the hidden agenda. Because black women are easy targets.
Easy targets and easily to be manipulated. Easy targets and easily to be manipulated. Let me tell y'all something. I'm going to let her play, and I'm going to read the post that my homegirl posted today.
Black women are extremely emotionally charged with what's going on here. So that's what really makes us easy targets. Y'all are pointing the finger at black men. Y'all are doing all of these things at black men, but y'all need them. And you gonna see how quick you need them when shit gets really real. So you can keep coming up here recording these videos.
And see, I like her saying that she needs a black man, but I don't like why she says she needs a black man. And the reason being is because it's like almost like you need us to be your tool. It's like, I got a gun just in case something happens. I kind of need it if something pops off, but 99.9% of the time, I never use this motherfucker. That sliver of a chance that I need to have it, that's why I have it on me. But for the most part, I don't really need this gun. I didn't went through all these years without any altercation. But so it's kind of giving it. I just use you for a tool just in case I need something from you. Not because I need black men so we can create a family dynamic, because I know that helps the community. It could be a light to other people to show that black love exists, that black men and women can work together in tandem, that black marriage is important. Like, you're not saying anything like that. You're talking about what's going on, because what they not telling y'all, and black women are waking up slowly, and she's telling y'all, they see the writing on the wall, and black women know that they uncovered out here. They don't have no man to come to their protection. And a lot of white women, when they went in there and voted for Trump, knows they not finna get rid of their man like that, because they voted Kamala in. When they talk about marriage and household and how the economy going, white women are smart enough to understand, hey, I might need my man with me to have this house, to have how many kids I want, to put them in a certain school system. While you have black women that have these children stay in the hood and go to these piss poor schools because there's no man there. They don't make a lot of money. And even the jobs that require you to make a lot of money also require a lot of time. So you don't have a lot of time to give because you have these children. That's why you depend on the government. So the way that black women voted, because it's just a black woman compared to a white woman when it's talking about family, because white women are smart enough to know, I can just wear a condom. I can abstain from sex. I can do a plan B. I can get on birth control. For you to just be out here just acting like you have no control over your body is crazy.
And starting this feminist movement into thinking that you don't need black men to protect you, you are an idiot.
Right. See? The protection aspect of it.
And
you're not talking about you want to love a black man. You're not talking about you want to care for a black man. You're not talking about you want to cater for a black man. But you know y'all uncovered. You see the writing on the wall. You see what's about to happen. You see all the migrants taking and raping these women out here. You come home and she got snatched up. You see what's going on.
Be crystal clear when I say I don't want any bitch around me like that. If you a woman and you feel like you don't need no man for protection, you are an idiot. You are a lost cause. And you are playing a dangerous fucking game. Y'all running around here talking about the 4B movement. That is so stupid on a lot of levels. There is ample amount of birth control around here. You know how to have self-control.
That's the thing. They don't. That's the thing. They don't have self-control.
You need to look at yourself in the mirror and figure out why you attracting ain't shit ninjas. Fix yourself. It could be something about you to where you are constantly attracting Pookie and Ray Rays. But not over here, boo-boo. I'm attracting all strong, dominant, healthy.
She ain't attracting that. I'm gonna tell y'all, she not attracting that. And this girl right here, she went viral a couple of months ago. The reason she went viral is because she was telling black women that being fat is not cool, that getting into the gym is important, that they bamboozled you to be big and have no be big and have no control, self-control. That's what this woman right here did. She said, y'all make sure y'all good to the gym because being fat is not cool. They bamboozled us as black women. Y'all got to remember, we had the whole Parkers movement. Y'all remember? I mean, Nikki. Monique. Y'all remember Monique talking about being big and being big is beautiful and all of that. And then now she done lost weight, and she like, yeah, I had to say that because my confidence was low, had low self-esteem and all that. So I was just trying to build myself up. Because if you're a person out here in America, do you know how much harder you have to work to make sure you keep your weight off with all the stuff that they put in our food? And you seeing them ban, now they banning dyes and stuff because RFK said he finna be the Secretary of Health or whatever he's supposed to be. They want to ban dyes. You got to ask yourself, why are they pushing being fat so much on a black woman? Women in general, but especially black women. This is sad that we talk y'all when we wonder why they don't get married. You got to understand most niggas don't want no fat woman. Most men don't want no fat woman. Now you got the other people out here that might, and if they had a choice, they just got some fetish. But that's just a fetish, like your wife, somebody you want to walk down the aisle with. You don't want to be standing at the altar and her dress like some curtains on. Like she just got draped with some curtains. Like you want somebody with a dress on, some shape, them titties sitting nice, ass looking plump. If you like ass or titties, whatever. You want your woman to be curvy and look like you want her to look. Or somebody like a big bowling ball coming down here, like that Ghost and Pac-Man just walking down the aisle. You don't want that. You don't want that woman like they just threw a sheet on her. Man, come on now. Come on now. Like I said, if you call somebody fat, I think they ban your channel on YouTube because you can't call people fat. When have we got to this point in life where we can't even tell people the truth about their weight, about them being big as hell? Because some of y'all big as hell. It's just the truth. Oh yeah.
When it all comes,
it's just the truth. Oh yeah, this them banning the Trump dance. They said they finna ban the Trump dance because so many people doing it. And this go back to what I was saying. So many people said they was voting for Kamala, and now you got John Jones doing the Trump dance, all the NFL players doing the Trump dance. Like all these people are doing this Trump dance. But I thought y'all couldn't say anything or do anything when it's pertaining to Trump. Now that he done won, so many people then came out and said something, which is cowardly because if he would have lost, then y'all would have still back and like, yeah, I wouldn't have voted for Kamala too. But since he won, now y'all feel more free to be who y'all is and who y'all thought was a better candidate to be president. Let me mute it. It's probably gonna flag my page. And that's crazy that we got so many people out here that can't be themselves in fear of backlash. In the fear of backlash. Oh, I ain't even stop screaming for my page. I could have scrolled down on the wrong thing on Twitter.
I think it's positive for the world, to be honest with you. I mean, listen, no matter what side of the fence you sit on politically, you cannot deny that there's almost like this weight that's been lifted off the country right now, and this sigh of relief. And things are already getting better. He's not even in there yet. So, yeah.
Dana,
I know most of the people in the room disagree with me, but yeah.
And see, the thing is, y'all, I don't know if y'all know this, but Dana White supported Trump. And he said one of his sponsors for his, I think, elliptical or one of the exercise machines told him that he got to take his sponsorship down for Trump. And he told him, you know what, fuck you. You can come get these motherfucking machines out of here. And people don't know that when the UFC was first taken off, when Dana bought it and it was struggling, Trump had gave them a lot of money to make sure it stayed afloat. And one of the things about it is loyalty. Loyalty is so important. You got to understand, you will reward opportunity with loyalty. Most people don't believe in that or don't have that moral compass. You reward opportunity with loyalty. If somebody give you the opportunity to do something to better your life, to put food on your table, to feed your kids and stuff like that, you have to reward them with loyalty. Those things come far and few between. And now we see so many more people coming out and speaking about this man and all the stuff that he's done great for them because they were too afraid because of all the media backlash and the things that people were saying about them. I would hate to be a person that people could smear my name so bad and I know all the good stuff I've done for people. People switching up and changing up on me. They got all this Whoopi Goldberg clips talking about how great Trump was and how she loved the man and all this, and all of a sudden she get on The View and she bash him every episode. Told the man she hope he win presidency when he first ran in 2016. I hope you win presidency. Now that he became the president, you guys say all this bad stuff to say. People be like, oh my God, I can't believe y'all support him because of the Central Park fire. Then I say, well, who's the DA?
Dana, when you
who was the DA that time? Who's the lawyers? Who was on the jury? Who was the kids' lawyers? Do you know the kids by name? What's the kid's mother's name? So you got all of these variables. The people that had actual part in the trial, putting people in jail, these kids in jail, that said that they did it now. Listen, they said they did this shit. They admitted to it. And y'all mad about Trump because he said he put an ad out. Because if y'all know at that time, there was a lot of rapings going on in Central Park. And you talking about a white man just put an ad, I thought he was doing something right for a white woman that supposedly got raped. That don't even make sense. Same thing if we was in our neighborhood and a white dude came and raped a black dude and I had money, I put out an ad, said, yeah, get this motherfucker because we've been having too many issues, and come to find out that it wasn't him. I'm just thinking I'm doing something right. I'm trying to bring awareness to something where this has been a thing. Everybody know the white girls jogging in Central Park late at night for some odd reason. I don't fucking know why. I blame the feminist movement. Why you want to go jog half naked with your ponytail in Central Park and then be scared of somebody rip you a new asshole. I'm just a person that with the way I was raised, I'm just not gonna put myself in these precarious situations so somebody can come and slap their meat across my face. That's just me. I know women like to have this argument. I should be able to do anything I want to do. Cool. You should be able to do whatever you want to do. You should be able to jump. You should be able to jump off the roof of a house and fly. But gravity says otherwise. I'm gonna say it again. You should be able to jump off the roof of a house and fly, but gravity says something else. There are laws in place, and natural selection has to take place. That's why a lot of people, I'm surprised so many people have survived as long as they have, because natural selection is not doing its job properly. Some of y'all should have been out of here. But they say God looks out for fools and babies. And I think that saying holds true. God looks out for fools and babies because, well, I guess born babies. I'm gonna say born babies, and then that's still subjective because how y'all treat y'all kids. Y'all know y'all be pimping them out and selling them for meth and fentanyl and stuff. I don't know. Y'all different. Y'all a different breed these days. Y'all know how y'all do. But like I said, natural selection is not doing its job properly. I needed to ramp this shit up about 10 times 10. What's good, Leeway? Trump was in the Bobby Brown on our own video. He wasn't down with the Central Park 5 is because he was cool with New Edition. Peace. Wasn't it a Democratic mayor? Yep. Chief of police? Yep. Prosecutor that prosecuted the Central Park? Yep. All of them Democratic. Most people don't know that. Most people don't know that. And they tell you, oh, yeah, we Democratic and we doing this, not knowing that New York was one of the most racist cities ever because they was doing shit like stop and frisk. Y'all remember that? They got popular. I don't know if Mayor Giuliani started it, but it was popular under Mayor Giuliani and got the crime rate down tremendously. Do y'all know that they said they finna go back to stop and frisk? And I'm gonna be real with y'all. I think they need to, because these niggas out here with switches. They out here shooting up clubs and killing 4 people at a time. That was in my city. People like, no, that's racist, racial profile. Hey, I'm like, I feel like Charleston White. Hey, if you see 6 niggas together, they up to no good. If it's 4 to 6 niggas out there, they up to no good. Y'all need to go there and search them niggas. I hate that it had to be some outside influence or anything like that, but it's at critical mass right now. Our community is so piss poor with how it's ran, and it's because there's no male leadership. Me and my homeboys having a conversation today, and the conversation was talking about how the rhetoric that one of the dudes that he know and what he was saying sounded just like what a black woman says. And I said, I hate when I hear black men use the same rhetoric or talking points that the women use and say it so confidently, like it's a lot of logic in what they say, when it's not. We do have to change our image. Another thing, our image messed up when the dykes, I don't know if I can say dyke. Oh, fuck it, I said it now. When the dykes dress up, when they try to act like the men, but they never put on a suit. They never, dress nice. They never dress like presentable young men. They always dress like the hood niggas, or they always try to look like Manny Fresh, Boosie, or Lil Wayne. They don't never just put on a suit. They don't never look like your Ben Carsons or your, Colin Powell. They never look like those type of men. They always, like I said, Lil Wayne, Manny Fresh, or Boosie. And this is the image that's portrayed what masculinity looks like in the black community. That's crazy. This is what masculinity looks like in the black community. So much so that we ain't got no daddies in the house, that we got all of these homosexuals. We got all these homosexuals in our community. And people are out here thinking that junk normal. That's why I said when people are like, well, I'm okay. If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. Then you find out that dude or that female been touching your little boy or girl. Because homosexuals have to, for the most part, be made. Homosexuals have to be made. They ain't most people ain't really just born gay. I say 95% of the people that are born straight until some type of intervention. Now the other people, it might be some deformity there, but then you got some people born with a penis and a cootie pop. So I don't know. That's a first. Love the way your mind works. But yeah, like I said, we're at critical mass. Y'all gotta wake up. This whole thing with Ukraine it's pretty much World War III. I don't see it any way around that. I just think we finna see. Oh yeah, I think we finna see a lot of escalation when it comes to war, especially when you think about North Korea sending 10,000 troops to help Russia out. Now you got Ukraine being able to shoot long range missiles. Y'all make sure y'all be safe out here. Make sure y'all be prayed up. Make sure y'all keep y'all head on the swivel, like I always say, because it's going to get more crazy and crazy as the days go by. I do think they finna leave a big ass mess for Trump to try to clean up when he get in office. I think this Russia-Ukraine war is too far gone. I think Putin has already told y'all, hey, I'm gonna hit the red button. Leave me alone. I'm going from broke. You don't just go to war and spend all this money and lose all this lives just for Trump to get in office and him to say, okay, it's over with. Nah, it's not over with. Like I said, they finna go for broke. He done told y'all. But it's the New Normal Podcast, and we gone.